In this tutorial, we will talk about visualizations in SymFy. Visualizations consist of free body diagram, tracers, graphs, camera function, and measurements. So we'll talk about them one by one. Let's first start with free body diagram. Okay, so now we will talk about free body diagram. To make a free body diagram, we will first make a system for which we made a ground, and then we will make two circular bodies, uh, and then place the first one at the origin. Now we will make another body and place it just vertically above it, and we'll set the coordinates manually, so it will be vertically above 0 comma 4. Now we will join these two bodies with a spring joint, and we can press shift to make it exactly vertical, the spring. And now we will make the free body diagram. To make the free body diagram, we have two options. First is then go to toolbox, select the FBD tool, and then select the bodies of which we want to make the free body diagrams. Now you can see it's showing the free body diagrams of both the bodies. We have another way. The other way is right click on the body and then go to action and select the toggle FBD option. It will make the free body diagram of the selected body. I prefer the first one because we don't need have to right click again and again. So now it's showing. We can see the forces acting on the bodies are showing. Initially there is no extension of the spring, so the only forces acting on the bodies is due to gravity. And the arrows, we can see the arrows are showing the free body. The arrows are showing the mg acting on the bodies. Now we will play the simulation, and after playing it we can observe that other forces are started to acting on it. The first one is I circled it is kx, the spring force, and you can also see other forces like normal reaction. There's small amount of friction also, and initially the mg also due to gravity, and you can observe that the forces acting on them, the spring forces are equal and opposite. So now let's see how we can change the preferences of this. So we made a system and it's displaying different forces like normal reaction and a small amount of friction, and the spring forces and the gravity force. So now if we want to change these preferences and means the color and the display information, we go to window, then preferences, and then free body diagram. It's FBD. Now it has many settings. First one is FBD scale. FBD scale means the length of the arrow per Newton. Like if we increase this length, the length of the arrow will increase, and if we decrease this length, it will accordingly decrease. And we set it to default 0.1. And second is display info. That's first option, show name. If we uncheck this option, let's see what happens. If we uncheck it, the name of the forces is gone. It is not displaying the name of the force, it's only displaying the value. And if we check it, you can see it's also showing its name. Now if we uncheck its value, then it's only showing the name. And there's another option called show angles. If we check it, then we can see it started showing the angles of the forces with the horizontal. There's another option called show components. If we check it, then it will start displaying the components of the force, the vertical and the horizontal component, like the value of kx. Similarly, the other components of the normal reaction and the spring forces. There's another option called show vectors. If we check it, we can see the value of the forces are not displaying in the form of I cap and J cap, like 12.9 I cap and J cap, etc. we have another setting called minimum display force. Minimum display force is basically the minimum force required to display the arrows. Like if we increase this value to 0.1 Newton, then any force less than 0.1 Newton will not be displayed. And there are other settings also. These are called display gravity forces, display friction forces, etc. Now let's see what happens if we uncheck this option. By unchecking, it means it's stopped displaying the gravity forces. And if we check it, it will show the gravity forces. Similarly, if we uncheck the normal forces, then it will stop showing the normal forces. And similarly, if we uncheck the spring forces, it will stop showing the spring forces. And we can change the colors, the color of the arrows accordingly, your favorite color or the color you want to choose. You can also set the color manually by setting the RGB values and alpha values. We can also change the name of the forces, like what are they displaying. Like currently, the gravity force is like mg is equals to 2.74 Newton. If we change mg to gravity, then it will show the gravity is equals to 2.74 Newton. The mg is replaced by gravity. And similarly, if we change the kx of the spring force to spring force, like then it will show spring force is equals to the value 23.7 Newton, etc. And let's see what happens if we show the components. By showing the components, it's showing the values like spring force y and spring force x, etc. And we have many forces here: gravity, friction, normal, tension, etc. Now let's see the graph feature. Graph feature is a very useful feature. By this, we can make graphs of the motion of the body, like the graphs between time and the x component of the body, the graphs between the velocity, the graphs between the momentum, kinetic energy, etc. So let's first make a system, and we'll make a normal system of STM motion. Make a body and join a spring body to the ground, and we make the free body diagram of it just to show the forces. And now you can make graph. There are two ways. First is using the toolbox, the graph tool, or just right clicking and then action, and then visualize graph for center of mass. Then select it, then the dialog box appears and it will plot the graph of the motion. Now there are two options here, the y-axis and the x-axis. So the first option is it's basically allows us to select the property of the motion that should be plotted on the y-axis. So let's choose it to position y only, and we choose the time on the x-axis, and then just take the motion. As you can see, there is sinusoidal motion and some very simple STM motion. And there's another feature of it there. It's the time period. You can see that the t is equals to 0.389 seconds. And the graph feature also shows it also makes provides a time period of the motion instantly. And there are some properties here. The first is the time span. Time span is basically the amount of time for which the graph should be displayed. Like if we increase this, then the amount of graph in terms of time will increase, and if we decrease it, the amount in terms of time will decrease. Now it will show the graph of the previous 6.4 seconds, and if we decrease to 0.5 seconds, it will display only the graph for 0.5 seconds. If we increase it to 3.5 seconds, then it will display the graph for 3.5 seconds. And there are some other options like show values, and if we check this, then the values will not be shown. We check this, the values on the graph on the axis of the graph will be shown. If we uncheck the show grids, then the grids will not be shown, and the legends. If we uncheck this, then the information here, the time period, and the information of the graph will not be shown. And let's change it to linear kinetic energy. As you can see, it's all sinusoidal motion, and it's kinetic energy. It's also sinusoidal motion. And we can also make two graphs at a time, like x velocity and y velocity. So now you can see the x velocity is in blue color and it's 0 always. Y velocity is a function of sign. And similarly, there are two options here. If we it's the types of graphs that are displayed on the graph that are displayed. If we uncheck this, then only the y velocity of this time graph will be shown, and if we uncheck this, then only the x velocity of this time graph will be shown. So this was all about graphs, and you can play with this feature like choosing different values, and like choosing y momentum versus y velocity. It will be a normal linear graph, and like this. There are many other functions also. So this was all about graphs. So now let's see the tracer. Tracer is a feature in which we can see the path traced by a body. So now let's make a system. It's a basic projectile motion system. We make a ground, a body, and then we just give an impulse to the body so that it provides its initial velocity. Now let's choose the tracer option in the toolbox and just click it, and then click the body. So we have many options here. We'll talk about it later. And just click the body. So now showing the velocity of the body, 4.3 I cap, 10.7 J cap, and we have checked only the show velocity option. If we check other two, then it will also show the other options. So now if you play the motion, then you can see the path traced by the body appeared on the screen. It's a normal parabolic path. And now let's see what happens if what are the settings of the tracer tool. The first setting is the color. It's the color of the path, and you can choose any color you want. Let's select the color to black. Second option is size. Size is basically the thickness of the path, the path the body traces. And the fade time is the time required to fade the path. As you saw in the previous simulation, the path faded after some time. And the fourth option, the pattern. We saw the pattern was dotted when we played the simulation. We select it to solid, and the path will be solid. And we have another features like show acceleration, show angular speed, etc. If we check these options, we'll see the path will also show the velocities and the acceleration and the angular speed, everything. So let's play the simulation now and let's see what happens. And as you can see, the tracer is showing the acceleration as well with the velocity and the angular speed also. And the path is solid, black color, and the fade time is also a bit high. It's again a normal parabolic motion. So it was the tracer, and it's a very basic feature and very useful also. Now let's see the camera feature. Camera feature is basically a tool to select the frame of reference. We can have many frame of reference in our system, like we can have our frame of reference with the ground or the body which is moving. So let's make a body and join it with a rod to the background, and then we give a velocity to this body in the x direction so that it makes a motion. We set the body velocity to the 10 meter per second in the x direction, and now we play the simulation. We can see the motion of the body. So now let's play it. So the motion is very odd and it's a random motion. So now let's use the camera feature and select the camera feature from the toolbox and then click on the body. And then by clicking on the body, we can see our frame of reference is changed to the. And now let's see what happens if we play the simulation. So as you can see, the frame of reference is changed to the body, and now the ground is moving instead of the body. So now if we check the allow rotation option here, then the camera on the body also starts rotating. Means the body looks completely stationary now, and it's a simple basic feature. We have two options there. First, attached to COM and allow rotation. As the name suggests, force attached to CM means if you click on the body, camera attaches itself to the center of mass. And the second one is allow rotation. Uh, it just allows the rotation of the camera so that the body uh, appears to be completely stationary. So now let's we see finally measurements. Basically measuring the dimensions such as lengths, angles, etc. So first we will make a system of two pendulums, join them to the background with the rods, and then play them. It's a normal system of two pendulums, and now we will measure the distance between the centers of the two pendulums. Now we have one option is measure tool from toolbox. Then click and drag from the point to the point where up to which you have to measure the dimension. Here you can see the dimension measured is 5.7 meters and it shows the angle 0.9 degree. Similarly, and we have another tool called ruler tool in the miscellaneous toolbox. It will create a horizontal ruler. You can use this feature to measure horizontal distances between any two points. We have another feature, it's called protector, in the same miscellaneous toolbox, and by clicking and dragging it will make a protector, and then you can measure angles to your own will, on your own choice. There's another way of doing so, doing the measurements, the geometry feature in the toolbox. Just click it, it will activate the geometry, and then from here the measure angle and measure length option. You choose the measure length and select the points of the 2 points of which we have to measure the distance, and it will show the distance. And as we play simulation, you can see the distance changing as the bobs are moving. So it's the basic example of measurements.